Welcome back. Our very favorite Mother Mayhem is here today, Mary Helen Dara, and she is a humor columnist, a newspaper editor, and mother of thousands.
Yes, thousands. Just come over. You know, I'll feed you too.
Which would be very nice.
Oh, I do. I feed extras every day that ends in Y.
Really?
Much,
There's always extra people at your table.
And I love to play what can we make with what's left in the fridge.
You do?
Oh, yeah. I have a Canadian chicken recipe that I'll share when we were in the Canadian wilderness, and white wine, orange juice, little garlics, a leftover pepper. One was marginal, but we threw it in anyway. And in white wine, and it was good to go. So it's amazing. That's what was left. You know, who wants to go 45 minutes to the big city of Espanola? And, you know, so it's great.
Well, and you're confident. So that's the key, is that you're confident in what you're doing as far as in the kitchen. So you're not so tied to recipes like I am.
No.
And
never.
You had some of this confidence comes from when you lived in Italy.
Yes.
Yes. So
yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I lived in Italy for 2 years, and they said, you're like a daughter to us. So you know, they wouldn't let me pay rent, and so I was the cooker. And
you're a daughter who works for free.
Yes.
Just like all good children.
No, but
should.
I didn't know this would mean that I'd have to go to the market. I mean, their garbage cans in Italy are like this big, right? So, you know, it's not like ours. That's, you know, the industrial size thing. It's right there. And so we'd go to the market every day. Everything's fresh, and a lot of the meat still came with the little fuzzy feet attached, as in bunnies. But so, you know, but actually too, it's like, so she kind of took the cooking up to another level for me. But my mother, who is sorry, Mom, is cook challenged. I mean, you know, I'll be making lemon capers, whatever, and she'll say, you know, that needs some barbecue sauce, you know, but she has, you know, you couldn't fail in the kitchen because everything was good. So when you don't feel, you know,
pressure like that,
or, you know, if we'd blow something up, it'd be like, well, that didn't work out, you know, so we'd do it again. And so it gives you, when you don't have to deal with fear, it frees you.
In all things, Mary, in all things. Okay, so, and we will post a rule of thumb recipe that she gave. She's like, generally, this is how I make this. And the salt, I love what you said about salt. You learned in Italy, what about salt?
Salt this is why I don't do a recipe. You put a pinch of salt or a tablespoon of olive oil in for every person you love in the room. So if you're not bonding with people, you're really going to mess things up.
That is so sweet. We're like, if it's not salted well and you go somewhere, that means they don't like you.
They don't like you.
You get some salt
But this little endeavor here was actually a very high octane, work all day kind of thing. And, you know, who has time to bring it up to another boil, then put it back in the oven, then bring that, then reduce the sauce.
So you changed the lamb shank recipe.
So I just experimented to make it, you know, workable for working moms and people.
Honestly, when I see recipes that I'm not one of those people that enjoys the multiple steps.
No.
I see 3 or 4 steps, several pages, and I'm like,
and I like simple ingredients.
Exactly.
And, you know, like Martha. God love her, but my gosh, let's go in the back and we'll take down the wheat and, you know, take care of it. And then from the ivy that you have growing with your berries, you know, and then we'll take, you know, it's just too much.
Yeah, no, it is too much. And I think simple is better because you do a good job with it.
Yes,
so
well,
what's the name of our recipe?
It's called, you know, make something up here. MH's lamb shanks.
MH's lamb. Mary's lamb shanks.
Yeah, Mary.
Okay, so the first thing you're doing
quite contrary. Yeah, Mary, quite contrary lamb shanks.
You're heating up your grill.
I'm heating up my little pan,
and you're putting a little olive oil
in here. Now
she's not measuring.
I'm not measuring. No, and this was a little, as my football-loving daughter would say, pre-game at home. But if you have a Cuisinart, life is.
I was gonna say you didn't chop this because if you did, that is so OCD.
Yeah,
this is the way my grandma with the OCD would chop it.
I was going to tell you that these are herbs from my garden, but there's a little tag here. I can't get away with that. But no, I did not chop these. But you can. I mean, if you don't have a Cuisinart, don't panic. I mean, it'll just, and thicker is okay, and you
or rustic.
Experiment. Free yourself. And what we're going to do then is we're going to saute these until they're tender.
Okay.
And
so what do we have?
We have some carrot, some onion, and some celery. And please don't take the leaves off the celery because those are like the best part that really
So
add a
just
lot of
put
flavor.
that whole puppy
Put it
in there.
and
Not
there
your
you
puppy.
go. No. Keep it
Okay, I'm
over
gonna
there.
make sure you got some heat going here.
Yeah,
so
I
all
hope
right, so you've got the
too.
heat.
I've got some heat.
And so what do we do first?
Well, we're gonna put, like I said, again, we're not measuring, but
Couple scoops.
Yes, like 2, it ends up to be about 3 carrots here and some celery, like maybe 3 or 4 stalks. And, like if you like onion, load it on. If you don't, then, like I said, this is pretty much personal preference. Now, I know that I speak Italian and Spanish, but French is non-existent.
No.
But I know that this little combo right here, I believe it's called marpois, where you make, because this is like a basic
3 ingredient starter
that
for
you
so
can
many wonderful
start
things.
with. You can make a stock with this. You can do all kinds. So always have, having this on hand too in the fridge is always a lovely thing.
It's
But
always
don't
a
take my
lovely-
great-grandmother's wooden spoon.
Whoops.
And then what I like to do is you can use different herbs. I know the original recipe that I kind of glanced at when I tried this, the high octane way, had thyme and oregano. I am a rosemary freak. By the way, did you see that fun little helpful hint? Just go down like this,
and
push
you get
down.
all your little, and you get rid of your stem.
And then I like to do the old palm method here.
Well, that's safe.
Yes.
Every once in a while have a guest on who is so scary with a knife that I'm like, just please.
Jeez, fingers. We won't be channeling. Yeah, Bill.
Well, TV makes people a little hyped up, right? And
I
so
cut myself.
they're like, TV.
Yeah, I thought we won't channel our Bill Murray.
Little cooking show.
So, put a little rosemary in it.
Okay.
Isn't that fragrant and amazing?
It smells beautiful.
Now, I'm used to cooking with gas.
And I made it electric.
Yeah, but, which is a lot faster. But things are heating up here.
And, we won't, we are just going to assemble this so that people get a
so
good...
you get an idea. And then I'm going to make it I'm going to have it for dinner later, and then I will send you the finished product.
Watch your fingers.
Just need a little nail trim. And this is a flat leaf parsley I'm throwing in too. Like I said, just whatever you have available. Flat leaf parsley, Italian parsley is wonderful. It's not as strong. And then look at that. That's basil.
Did you grow that?
I do grow my own basil.
See,
and I have
basil is
time
one of
too,
those idiot-proof things to grow. I have basil growing. It's like,
and I do rosemary too, but mine wasn't as pretty this time of year, so we did that. But just chop that in there, and then as our veggies are cooking, we're going to prepare the lamb.
Okay.
And like I said, this was my great-grandmother's spoon here that
The wooden spoon
they kept us all in line.
of
Never
threat.
made contact, but waved
threat.
it around a lot, and I just have it to this day. Now, isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
The
speak
smell.
softly but carry a big spoon.
Exactly. So we'll add that in there too.
All right, so these are all in here softening up for you.
Yes.
And then
we
I'm gonna
hope.
now. Can we kind of clear this off and you're
We
gonna do the
certainly
lamb?
can. We're gonna do the lamb.
Okay, I'm gonna take this, slide that off, and would you do it that way at home too, where you'd let that kind of soften up and then you'd
Let it
work on your
soften
next
up,
thing?
And then what we're going to do then once this softens up, instead of the high octane method, we're going to throw it into a crock pot here, and then we're going to press the meat on top once we're
so
prepared
let's
with that. But
pull those together.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to pepper both sides. You want to do a little salt on these. A little.
All right.
I love kosher salt. That's a little
your
flour.
flour.
We're going just a little dab on there.
Okay. We're going to do it a little faster.
Yes.
So I want you to get all your ingredients in there.
All right, and well, I'm living on the edge too. White shirt, tomatoes are coming out soon.
All right.
But this is a great dish because you can assemble it whenever you have time. And then I always find that a relaxed, happy hostess, the guests are just able to sit back and chill and relax.
Enjoy.
And so you're not, so you can assemble this, have it ready to go whenever, and pull the sucker out. And,
you look like cool, man.
yeah, it's like, look what I
Okay,
did.
so that is continuing. You've seasoned your meat. What next?
I'm going to do a little bit of a dusting of flour. You don't have to. This is optional, but I don't know. It's one of those things that was told to me by the Italian mama that I live with, and who knows why we do it, but we do. It's kind of like,
Keeps a little moisture in there probably. Gives you a little bit of crispiness on the outside.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
But that's hardly flour. If I'm calculating carbs, I just wouldn't even.
No, this doesn't count.
Negligible.
This is not.
You should see my food journal.
Yeah, I do not. I don't get a little penguin sticker usually at the end of the day for my eating choices. I mean, you know, my daughter is just so amazingly. Oh, she's so strong, gluten-free, carb the whole bit, and she's just amazing. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that, you know. And then I make almond croissants, and you know, what are you going to do? So
all right, I'm just making sure you're good. So you've got that all good.
Yeah, I have that all good. Now, why don't we open this
open
up?
the can.
Right. What else is going to happen is we're going to put this in the crock pot.
Okay.
Put our meat on top, and then put our diced tomatoes in there.
Lovely. Let's see if I get it out there. Oh, there we go.
Yes. And love the can opener. It's a very important kitchen tool. I was saying the Far Side cartoon where the two people are in the bomb shelter and the smoke is above and they look at each other and they're like, wait, I thought you had the can opener.
You must have one of these.
You must have one of those.
It's old-fashioned, but
and
true.
you can use your own kitchen stock if you're having a Martha moment. Or, okay,
right.
We said that with a straight face. Or you can
buy it in the box, which is what we do.
Buy the box.
So,
yes.
all right, you're going to have chicken stock. You're going to have diced tomatoes. You're going to have a little bit of red wine. Is that right?
We're having a little bit of red wine. It says in the recipe 3 cups. Basically, that's so that you can have a glass while you're preparing.
2 cups in here, 1 cup in there, or flip that up.
Whatever. So why don't we start doing our meat now? Okay. This usually would go a little bit longer, but
it's
the essence of time.
All right. So you put that in there.
Doesn't that smell lovely?
It does. It really does. I'm going to turn that off so you don't burn yourself. I hate injuring my guests, but I'll do it if you don't.
Okay, a little bit more oil in here just so things don't stick. Okay. And we're going to put some garlic.
Okay. So then you do that.
All right.
All right, all right.
Now we're going to brown these on both sides.
Okay.
And we got this lean thing going on here.
We're just dancing in the kitchen because of all that wine that we reserved cups for ourselves.
So there we go. This is what we're going to do here.
So you brown on both sides?
We brown on both sides.
Okay.
Yes.
You've got this in here.
I do.
And then what happens?
Then it's wonderful. You can take this out and let it, you know, things come down to room temperature, and then put it in the fridge for another day. Let's say you have some free time.
Soaks it in.
Yeah, if you want, or if you do it in the morning like we are now, you can plug it in and have guests for dinner, which is wonderful that evening. So it's nice because all the prep is so easy, and it looks like you
really worked.
And this is a very special dish because we have
I'm gonna pause it. We're gonna pause it. You're gonna tell us why it's special after the break. So don't go away. We're gonna assemble this and we're gonna find out why it's very special. Because you're special.